Hey y'all, Boogie Night here, how's it going? And for the past week or so, I posted a few teasers on social media about something coming up called Giallo July, which actually starts on Sunday. And as a result, I've gotten a few questions about what that actually is. So with that in mind, I actually just want to take a minute or two to answer those questions, as well as talk about what to expect going forward with the Sonic Boogie reviews part of this project. Now, obviously, the most popular question that I've gotten is, what exactly is a Giallo? That's actually the most long-winded answer I can give, so that's actually going to be the last question. So if that's all you want to hear about, I would go to the last minute or so of this post. But the other question that I've been getting a lot is, can viewers and subscribers expect more movie reviews for my channel? And the quick answer is yes. My goal is going forward, after Giallo July is over with, and I'll talk about that in just a minute, that I want to do at least 2 to 3 reviews a month. And like my previous reviews, I don't want to just focus on a specific genre. I want to do pretty much everything under the sun, whether it's an exploitation film, whether it's comedy, whether it's horror, whether it's a more indie film, whether it's on DVD, whether it's out in the movie theaters, that kind of thing. I definitely want to start doing that. That's what I started this project with, and of course midnight screenings is always a major influence of mine, and I want to start doing that more now that I'm kind of more honing my craft on that side of the tracks. And that actually ties into my second question that I've been getting a lot, is what is with all these little mini arcs that have been going on pretty much for the majority of 2017 to present? I understand that. I know I had Ninjarch, which I focused nothing but Kung Fu Ninja movies. Then there was the Christploitation trilogy, and now there's Giallo July. This is probably going to be the last mini arc that I'm going to do for 2017 indefinitely. I did a lot of these mini arcs mainly because I was kind of going back to the well. I was focusing on movies that I was familiar with, i.e. the Kung Fu movies and now Giallo movies. And the Christploitation was just kind of a way for me to expand upon my knowledge on other films other than what I was comfortable with, and learn to hone my skills as a critic, as a reviewer, to be more sarcastic, to be more informative. And it was something that I was familiar with enough that I could work on that, I could build up those skills, and I have gained confidence that I could start branching back out. But the Giallo film is something that I like immensely, and it's just kind of a way to just kind of solidify that I'm doing a lot better as a critic, particularly after, well, the Pain Train kind of knows what happened a couple months ago, and this has been kind of a good way for consistency, which I've talked about on numerous occasions. I want to be more consistent with my reviews as well as my Let's Plays. So this is kind of a final push to get back on the rails. And for Giallo July, for this mini arc, you're going to see 3 movies, maybe 4. It just depends really on my schedule and if the Pain Train is interested in joining me for anything beyond the first entry for this project, or at least for this mini arc. And then that being said, the last question is, like I said, the most popular, and that is, what is a Giallo? Well, I don't expect too many people outside of horror film buffs or Giallo buffs to actually know what that is. Quite simply, the Giallo film genre is something that is a subgenre to the horror film. First of all, simply put, Giallo is actually Italian for the word yellow, and that kind of stems from the fact that a lot of Giallos are based on crimes or thrillers or mysteries, very much inspired by those old paperback novels like Raymond Chandler or Agatha Christie, when the paper of that book is more of a yellowish tint to it. So that's kind of the origins. To broadly put it, a Giallo is, like I said, it's a mystery, it's a thriller, it's a dark horror movie with a lot of aspects of crime, some psychological horror. In certain directors' cases, like, say, for example, Dario Argento in The Three Mothers, there's more of a supernatural base behind it. But what it comes down to is it's kind of a, I wouldn't say low budget or B movie, but it's definitely not up there like, say, a James Wan movie or even a Sam Raimi movie or anything like that. It's a little more gritty, it's a little more out there, there's more slasher elements to it, there's definitely a lot more gore elements to it. So if you're looking for a horror movie that's got the fangs and the fur or anything like that, a Giallo film is definitely not in your wheelhouse. It's more for those people, like I said, Agatha Christie, Raymond Chandler, that kind of thing. And the origins of a Giallo actually can go back as far as 1943 with the old book, The Postman Always Rings Twice. I think that came out 1940, between 1940 and 1945. That was kind of a big adaptation, but the first actual Giallo film recorded, as far as I can tell from my research, was in 1963, and Mario Bava's The Girl Who Knew Too Much. And a few other films like that sprung up throughout that, including Dino Tavella's Monster of Venice, and a few other ones such as The Black Belly of the Tarantula. Famous Giallo directors, of course, would be like Mario Bava, Dino Tavella, Lucio Fulci. I'll go into that in a second. But most notably, the godfather of Giallo films would be considered Dario Argento. He's kind of the mainstay of that genre, and he's actually a favorite director of mine. I actually first saw one of his films back in college, and not for fun. It was actually for a course I took. Oh yeah. And that just kind of drove it home for me about how much I liked both the supernatural aspect, because that's what Dario Argento is kind of more famous for, the mystery, the grit, and just kind of, it's always keeps you on your toes, at least for the Giallo films that I have seen. You're kind of, there's never a dull moment to catch your breath, and if there is, it's only for a few seconds, and it's to further that plot point. So I'm very excited to be sharing this particular brand of horror movie with y'all. I hope you guys like it. I already have the movies planned out. I'm going to be starting it off on Sunday, like I said. At least to watch that, I will try to record the review the same day because, like I said, also there's going to be at least 3 to 4 movies throughout the month of July that I want to do this. So with that being said, if y'all have any more questions about what to expect for Sonic Boogie reviews or for Giallo July, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But other than that, that's all I pretty much have tonight. So with that being said, y'all have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you on the flip side, alright? Peace.